Hey guys, Mr. Grun here. 4-2 isosceles and equilateral triangles. In this video, we're going to talk about equilateral triangles. So what makes an equilateral triangle an equilateral triangle? All three angles are the same, right? If there's 180 degrees in a triangle and I divide that by 3, I get 60. So all three are congruent, meaning they're all 60. Also, all three sides are congruent to one another. They're all equal side lengths, right? Reminder, the degrees always add up to 180, so if they're all equal, all three of them, 180 divided by 3 is 60. All right, so solving for x in this case. I know this is an equilateral triangle because it's got a tick mark for each side, so it's automatically equilateral. That means that angle L is equal to 60 degrees. So if I'm going to solve for x, I'm going to do 60 is equal to 2x plus 32, not 23. And then solve for x. So minus 32, we get that is 28. And then divide both sides by 2, and we get that x is equal to 14. All right, in this diagram, solving for x and y. So now looking at this, it's given that the triangle is equilateral, right? We can't just assume because this is 60 degrees that this one's also, and this one's also going to be 60 degrees. But it's given that it's equilateral, so we know that things are congruent. I know that this side and this side and this side are all congruent to one another. So to solve for x, I can do 3x plus 8 is equal to 4x minus 4. Solving there, I'm going to subtract the 3x from both sides, and I'm going to add the 4 to both sides. On this side, the 3x's cancel out, and 8 plus 4 is 12. Here, 4 minus 3 is 1x, and the 4's cancel out, and I'm left with my answer. X is equal to 12. For y, well, now I know that is equal to 2y is equal to 60 degrees, so one-step algebra, I just have to divide both sides by 2, and I get that y is equal to 30. All right, for this one, now we've got two equilateral triangles that are mashed together. At least we think. One of them is for sure equilateral. We might not know what the other one is. It says angle DBC is 130 degrees. So from D to B to C, so this angle right here is 130. Right? Well, I know that because this one is equilateral, right, the one on the left, that because it's equilateral, this part is 60 degrees. And so now I could figure out what this angle is. If I do 130 minus 60, there's 70 degrees left here. All right, solving for angle BAD. Now, if I look at BAD, this is an isosceles triangle. It's not equilateral, right? These two sides are equal. That means that the base angles are congruent. So that means this one is equal to this one. So if I've got a 70-degree angle here, I know that there are 110 degrees left to split between A and D. And so each one of those is 110 over 2 is 55 degrees. So angle BAD would be the one right here. That is 50 degrees. That's our answer. 55 degrees, excuse me. That is our answer. All right, one more. Finding the measure of angle U in this diagram. All right, let's see what kind of information we have here. So now we've got, it looks like a couple of isosceles triangles that are put together. I'm trying to eventually get to angle U right here. But I'm going to need to kind of find my way there, right? I know this is 72, and I know that this triangle is isosceles. It's not equilateral. Well, I know that the angles here and here are congruent because it's isosceles, right? These two sides are congruent, those two sides are equal, or those two angles are equal. So I have 180 minus 72. I've got that many degrees to split between these two angles. So that is going to be 108 degrees. All right, if I split the 108 degrees between those two, it's 108 over 2, that is 54. So I know this is 54, and I know this is 54. Well, now, if I know what this is, that this is 54, I can figure out what this other angle is, because this makes a linear pair, right? This angle, this 54, and this angle right here, this big obtuse angle, those have to add to 180 degrees. So 180 minus 54, that is equal to 126. So my obtuse angle here is 126 degrees. Well, now I've got another isosceles triangle, right? This side and this side are equal to one another. That means my angles here at U and here are equal to one another, are congruent. Well, it's isosceles. I've got 126 degrees used up here. How much is left to split between those two angles? 180 minus 126, and that is 54 degrees. Well, that's 54 left to split between these two. So if I do 54 divided by 2, my final answer is 27 degrees. This angle here, 27, same thing with that angle.